Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining me on the ride into work today. Oh man, it's almost that season, man. Turkey coming out, gravy coming out your ears. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope you got some good plans coming up. I just wanted to throw some things out at you. Anybody that watches my program or has followed this for any amount of time knows that I am a prepper and a teacher of survival, and word has been coming for months now that crap rolls downhill. I was trying to figure out a polite way of saying that, and it has been rolling downhill for quite some time, and America is not at the top of that hill anymore. So the crap hasn't quite got to us yet. And it's going to be a tough next couple of months. It is coming in faster and faster. It was coming in from the West Coast. Now it is coming in from the East Coast. That food shortages are imminent and dire is the words that are being used now. Pennsylvania is having a hard time finding meat right now. Walmarts are saying that they're only getting, half of their stock that they're ordering. Once people start realizing that they may not be able to get some of the things that next month that they got this month, it'll start a catastrophic chain of events. A snowball at the top of the hill, metaphor. It is the exact same thing as the TP shortage, and it will be on steroids. People will start buying any and all meat in droves just to stock up. People will run out of that, and then it'll hit the cans. Once people realize that, hey, I can't even make a meal, let alone a sandwich or anything else, it will become dire. And good people do bad things when they're starving to death. Especially when they feel like they're starving. If you can imagine being on a 3,000 calorie a day or any calorie, higher calorie a day diet, your brain will literally go into panic mode. You will be like an addict itching and scratching for a piece of bacon. And, that seems funny, but it is true. If you ever want to see how that plays out in real life, there was an old documentary called Super Size Me. And the gentleman had to go a month and eat nothing but fast food, and if they asked him if he wanted to supersize it, he had to supersize it. And literally, the second 30 days, he was going through withdrawals and all kinds of stuff. When you have your comfort rug removed from underneath you, you do some crazy things. I mean, the psychology behind prepping is that doesn't have to be you. And I know preppers get a bad rap as the hoarders. We are conservatives that are smart. I've been slowly on a budget of stocking up on 25-year shelf life food and medical supplies and stuff like that for 10 years, just to have, maybe a year's supply of food saved for my family. It can be done on a budget, but what's happening right now is the beginning stages. The smart people are now telling other smart people to stock up. Our family has already killed 4 deer. We did that under the impression that meat was going to be hard to find from earlier warnings. If you are a hunter, you might want to invest that extra time into hunting, because it's going to be important. But if you guys don't have a large budget, want to do something just to kind of throw that buffer in there, there are lots of ways around it. Beans and rice and bullion cubes, which we're talking pennies on the dollar for meals. $3 to feed a family type of money. You can buy large amounts of rice and large amounts of dry beans and large amounts of bullion cubes and have a flavorful, filling meal that is also going to provide you with, the carbs and the proteins and the fats and the flavors. Obviously, nobody wants to eat gruel, but stocking up on seasonings and light things like that, if it's within your budget, the Save-A-Lots and the Aldis and the buy in bulk, a little bit cheaper places, canned meats, canned meals, canned soups, stuff like that. It's going to be really, really good option for you. Obviously, what I'm talking about is going to come to fruition, which means it's not going to be on anybody's mind, and then within a day you're going to start noticing things when you go in. And it's the same way the TP thing happened. At my small business, we rely on Walmart to get certain things like paper towels and rubbing alcohol. And I went, and the paper towel aisle is, really close to the toilet paper aisle. And it's like, holy crap, there's hardly any paper towels. There is no toilet paper. And then go to the rubbing alcohol section, and there was no rubbing alcohol. And I'm like, man, something's happening here. And that was just a casual observation. Nobody knew that toilet paper was going to be the key ingredient to overcoming COVID. Obviously, the rubbing alcohol, people were doing the DIY hand sanitizer. So anyways, back on subject is if somebody, just like me or you, who's not been forewarned, starts seeing the things that they eat often missing from the shelves, they'll put out a bulletin to all their friends and family and say, hey, are you noticing shortages on this good, i.e. meat? And they say, yeah. And then all of a sudden, they relay the message to their family like, hey, well, we're out of meat here. You might want to stock up. And that becomes them calling their friends, telling their friends, and just like something going viral on the internet, it becomes a snowball effect of buying and storing goods. The people on the lower end of the spectrum, as far as financially, are going to be the ones who suffer the most. And it then becomes a dire situation where, we come to these realizations that we thought the government had our back and they didn't. And people are going to cry to the government to feed them, and the government is not going to show up. When the government doesn't show up, they start blaming people like me, who've spent 10 years of their life stocking up slowly, as though we went and bought it yesterday. My philosophy has always been, be prepared enough to help your neighbor. And I just want to put that message out there today, that if you get a quick extra second, go out to your Save-A-Lot, Costco, Aldi's, and stock up. If you're on the lower end of the spectrum, go and get rice and beans and bullion cubes and seasoning, and do what you can. Those beans, rice, and everything else, they are very much inexpensive, and you can buy months supplies for, like I said, pennies on the dollar. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and maybe quite a few days before I do another ride into work. If I hear something, I will definitely go live, or not live, but I will definitely put something out there for you to let you know. So subscribe, stay in touch, and I hope you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you guys later.